It's Madison. Welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to be talking about how to deal with horse show stress. I have had so many suggestions to make horse show videos, like a beginner series, just things like that, and it's been a while since I've done a sit-down video. I mean, aside from like a tack haul, and I'd like to kind of mix it up a little bit more than I do. Maybe I do like every other day or something, especially in the summer when I have more time to film. Either way, it is a good day. I have my new favorite Starbucks drink. Well, actually, I've liked this for a while. I just totally forgot it existed. I just get lemonade and unsweetened green tea. So good. When you don't want coffee, so good. It's also my first day of summer break. Let's go, boys. Either way, before we begin, if you guys have not checked me out on Instagram, it will be right here. Yeah. Let's do this thing. If you want to make your show day as successful as possible, the biggest thing is to not be stressed about it. Now, there's a difference between being anxious and excited/anxious, if you know what I'm saying. Like, so stressed you're throwing up, or channeling that stress into enthusiasm and confidence and things like that. And I feel like I, over the past couple years, have finally learned how to accept that. I used to get really nervous for shows, not to the point where I was throwing up, but like diarrhea, like you're really not sleeping well, you're really not having a good day, those sorts of things. And the more shows you do and the bigger shows you go to, the more it kind of desensitizes your own mind to more general situations. I remember I had only done schooling shows my entire life. I went to my very first real event and it slapped me in the face. From that day on, I never looked at the schooling shows the same way again. It was like, this is nothing like a rated eventing show, like a real 3-day rated eventing show versus just a really local, chill, 100 jumper show, and I'll be the one of 4 people in my jumper class or something. So I have broken this down into 5 main points I'm going to talk about. How to get a good night's sleep, how to chill your mind and your body, how to think more positively, who to turn to, and then how to change your mindset, I guess I can say. So first off is you're gonna need a good sleep. Whether it's you're at a rated show, it's an overnight and you're camping, or you're at a hotel or something. If you have trouble sleeping, or you just get so anxious that you stay up late and you can't seem to calm yourself and just slow your heart rate and relax a little bit, I hate to go this route, but melatonin is awesome. Melatonin, it's not like sleeping pills, it just kind of helps chill you out, helps you fall asleep easier. I take this especially during finals week when I'm anxious, and I highly, highly recommend it. Of course, kids, talk to your parents about this first, but melatonin's super safe, it's not bad for you necessarily. I would not rely on it consistently, but every, twice a month or something, it's not terrible. Another thing that I like to do is turn on rain music or rain sounds. Spotify has their own playlist called Deep Rain, I think it's called, and that's my favorite one. And it's so nice. I'll either just play it out loud, or if I'm at a show or something, put it in headphones and just fall asleep to it. It just helps me relax. And if rain makes you anxious, find something else. Maybe you like ASMR, maybe you like just chill vibey music. I love rain music, and I find that helps me so much, because if I have trouble falling asleep, I'm not going to get as deep of a sleep, and then I'm going to be more anxious and nervous and just not relax the next day. Probably the show day. And of course, just find what makes you comfortable and cozy. I love the heat. I'm not even kidding. I like to sleep with my room 74, 75 degrees. So nice. Then you throw in a duvet cover and some fuzzy blankets and a squishy pillow, and you're just so comfy. When I go to horse shows, my sister's the complete opposite. We sleep on our trailer together, and she likes it 67 degrees, which to the general public, that's a little bit below normal, but to me, it's sleeping on the beach versus like sleeping in Antarctica. So I know that when I go to shows, I have to load up on the blankets, the pants, the fuzzy socks, everything, because again, if I don't sleep well, I'm gonna be more like unprepared for the next day. Next up is how to really work on like your body, things like that. I love yoga. I'm not a big like yogi person into like the chakras or those sorts of things, but I do find yoga class that kind of avoid that stuff, or just like don't do it, really helped me. It just relieves tension and muscle strains. Just like stretching is so good for you, releases endorphins, just relaxes your mind, like literally the best thing ever. So nice. I want to go to yoga now. Either way, I totally recommend doing this. Having tension in your mind creates tension in your body, which also then, you know, if you ride a horse, you know that your horse can feel your tension. So if you have that tension and you're riding, your horse is probably going to get tense. You're probably going to get more nervous because of it, and it's just going to be downward spiral. So in order to prevent your stress from getting worse even when you're riding, you need to make sure that your own body's prepared to not be tense and like give your horse the best ride possible. And maybe that's just stretching, maybe that's going to a whole yoga class, or just 10 minutes of like meditation or like stretching stuff in the morning. Find what works for you and find what has like the best results and what you enjoy the most. Another kind of dumb, kind of cool thing, I have an Apple Watch. Here, I'm gonna take this off and maybe it'll still work and show you guys. Okay, so this is my Apple Watch, and I have this little app right here called the Breathe app. Oh gosh, it's on the wrong side. And I try to do this like once a day, and if you just click start, it'll lead you through breathing exercises, and just like when to like hold and release, and it'll vibrate on your wrist just to kind of like help you do it with it. And this literally is like the coolest app ever. Like if you do it before you're about to ride, or the night before you go to bed, just something, or as much as you want to, it just kind of helps you, just like, it makes you do it for a whole minute, and you just breathe in, hold it, and then release. And that's exactly like the kind of thing you do in yoga, is like controlled breathing. And this again just can help clear your mind, relieve tension, things like that. The third one is positive thinking, and I know this is not as easy as it sounds, but think about it this way. You sign up for a horse show probably because you in your mind feel that you're ready, or your trainer feels that you're ready. If you in your mind don't feel that you're ready, go to your trainer. Your trainer or your coach or whoever it is will be the one, or should be the one, to say, hey, no, you are ready. If you need them to verbally tell you like you can do this or whatever, go for it. For me, if I get nervous, I'm either thinking about my trainer. I remember we were schooling like a month ago or something, and she says, go jump that training table. And I'm like, this is the most maxed out training table I've probably ever seen in my life. And I'm on a 14-hand pony with a back that's like not very long, right? And in my head I'm thinking, okay, here, I know you're nervous, Madison, but your trainer would not throw you over this fence and risk her own safety and her client's safety if she didn't know you could do it. Again, it's not as easy as it sounds, and it's sometimes hard to convince yourself of that, but you're doing it for a reason. You're at the show for a reason. You're competing for a reason, because you're ready. We all know that horse shows are not where you do something for the first time. It's not the first time you jump 3 foot is at a horse show. You do it because you're ready, and you're ready to show off what you're capable of. Again, it's a lot harder than it sounds to convince yourself of this, but if you can do it, and if you can make it work, good for you, because it's really started to help me. I ran my second novice like almost 2 weeks ago, and it was my first novice since like last June, just because in between last June and now I only had AECs, and I went for beginner novice, and I was so nervous. Not necessarily because I was worried about falling or hurting myself, or anything. I mean, it's just a given that you're gonna get nervous for a horse show. But then I remind myself, Madison, and think like, you know, you have never been more prepared for this than now. There's a reason you're competing at this level. There's a reason your trainer has enough faith in you to let you do this. And there's a reason your parents do too. Because I don't know about you guys, but my parents get so nervous when I ride and show, especially cross country. I mean, I think every parent gets nervous for cross country, but my parents, I think, are at the point where, especially if I were going training in prelim and they didn't think I was ready on My Little Pony, they would step up and say something. And you know, my dad especially has been so encouraging, and my dad has been the one to say, you need to do this, you need to push yourself, you're holding yourself back when you're capable than so much more, just because I got so comfortable at beginner novice that I had never known anything other than that comfort feeling. Because if you haven't realized, I have been doing I did beginner novice for 4 straight years on 3 different horses. Timberline, Charlie, and then Penelope. Last year we did 1 novice on Penelope, but then the rest of the season was beginner novice because of AECs. Because I only did 3 events last year, 2 beginner novices and 1 novice. Either way, I just got to this point where I didn't know what moving it felt like, and it made me really anxious and nervous. But then you just have to have enough faith and confidence in yourself to tell yourself there's a reason you're doing this. There's a reason you're ready for it, whether or not you truly feel that way, because those positive affirmations mean so much more to your mind psychologically than you think they do. Kind of going off of that is number 4, which is find somebody to talk to about this. Find friends or parents or trainers or somebody who's going to be the one to support you and step up and be the one to calm you down and encourage you. My parents have been, and even my sister, have been so good at this. And it really means a lot, especially when I get nervous and really stressed. My mom's always the one to just give me a hug and say, just take a deep breath. You do not give yourself enough credit for this. People around me especially, and I'm sure most people are the same way, can do so much more for my mental state than I feel like I can on my own. So just find somebody that you have enough trust in and faith and confidence in that they're going to be able to reciprocate and be the one to tell you why you're ready and just help you when you're nervous. And finally, this is kind of, I don't know if I want to say dumb, but it definitely is true for more people than will probably admit it. Inspirational quotes can literally be a lifesaver. I'm working on this board. I'm making a vision board, and I wanted to put this on my other channel, but I work on it so sporadically, or very little at all. Either way, so far I just have a couple quotes on here, but there's a reason Pinterest is known for being the place to find quotes. There's a reason, people say quotes. There's a reason people have seen your quotes. There's a reason Bible verses exist, and it's because they're meant to empower you and they're meant to teach you something and just make you feel a certain way. And whether that's a Bible verse like Philippians 4:13 says, I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me, and just those little affirmations can mean so much. On my medical armband or my medical bracelet, you know how you can get the little extra tabs that say Bible verses or horses' names or whatever you want on them? I have one that just says Philippians 4:13. So every time I put it on before cross country, I take a deep breath and say that to myself. And like I said, there's a reason those things exist, and it's because they help. They're meant to be encouraging and motivating. So whether it's you changing your phone wallpaper to a quote that says, if you failed the plan, you're planning to fail, or hard work beats talent when talent doesn't work hard, whatever it is, find what speaks to you and what means to you. I heard a quote at my senior send-off thing the other day that says, when the thunderclouds start pouring down, be the fire they can't let out. And that's exactly who I want to be in life. It's despite all the negativity or corruption or whatever's going on around me, I want to be the thing that my fuel inside of me is so strong that they can't diminish it. And whether that's me putting myself out there on the internet when the people around me don't really, I don't know if approve is the right word, they don't really support everything that I do, that doesn't matter, because you guys are the reason that I do this. The viewers and my friends and the encouraging people and the people that I can inspire on the other side of the screen are the people I do it for. I don't do it for the judgmental jerks of dudes and my grades who I think, oh, I'm just that weird horse girl, because yeah, that is what I am, and I'm totally okay with that because I love who I am and I love what I do. I need to transfer that fuel into my riding. So little tangent there, but it all kind of comes full circle. So just find a way that you can inspire yourself. And I think one of the biggest ways is inspirational quotes. Like I said, whether it's on your medical bracelet or you put a fortune in your medical armband or something, everybody has a different way, and if you can find what speaks to you, it will make a difference, I promise. So thank you guys so much for watching today's video. I love you all so much. I hope this helped, and I will see you on my next one. Peace out. Bye.